Hey everybody, this is Rosie from Illuminating the Darkness. I am doing a last quarter moon reading. So this is the last quarter moon that is today on December the 23rd, and it is in the sign of Libra. Sorry. The last quarter moon is about letting go, release, and then completing. So it is time to reflect on the past year and reevaluate goals and finish projects. So, it's a time of year along with these moon signs. So you want to take in consideration that we're leaving this year behind and we're going to go to a new year that we're manifesting. So what you have to do, why they say there's a New Year's resolution of what you're going to give up, that's actually what you're going to give up in order to receive better in life, what you're asking for to receive. It's just sacrifice in order to gain. That's all that is giving up energy to allow other energy to step in. So this is the time to take action, focus on professional and personal relationships, and then it's about balance and fairness. So Libra is a cardinal sign. It is a call to action. So they are more about being on the move. They're the ones that have the goals, and they're trying to actually finish them out. They are about interpersonal wisdom and interpersonal balance, and then healthy relationships and decision making, listening, and then very peaceful energy that brings us closer together. So that is supposed to be the energy of this moon that is also having to do with releasing and letting go. So sometimes that peaceful energy is about just figuring out what makes you peaceful, what you need in your life to bring you there. So it doesn't mean that you have to force things on a holiday and pretend that you're a happy family and be around a whole bunch of people that are fake to you. Like, don't do that stuff. Respect yourself. It's a time for self-care, not self-sacrifice. So sacrifice the bad habits that you want to get rid of, not yourself. Okay. So winter solstice was on December the 21st, and this marks the start of winter. This also is the beginning of the holiday Yule for the pagan holidays. Yule is usually for 12 days. It is time for introspection, the promise of returning light, renewal, rebirth, and new beginnings. So Yule celebrates the sun's return and the days that grow longer. So they spend those 12 days celebrating and giving to the spirits. Okay, that's what Santa is. They give out offerings to him for him to bring them presents, which was back in the day like wood and food and yada yada. So it was a lot harder to survive back then. So they believe in giving to the spirits during these hard winter months, so that way they could receive back, and then also have that promise of days returning, of sunshine, and being able to grow their food again, and things like that, because back in the day they actually believed that they made that happen. So these are also times to just be grateful that we have the resources that we have in today's world to make life as easy as it is, and to just move forward and manifest what you want to bring into this next year. So after this last quarter moon will be the waning crescent moon, and it is a time for reflection, release, and letting go. It signifies the end of cycles, encourages introspection, and prepares for new beginnings. So it's preparing for the new moon. So you want to release what no longer serves you, like old habits, negative thoughts, and unhealthy attachments, just like what I was talking about. And then you want to come to a completion and a closure. So whatever you're working on, you just kind of want to put a pause on it in a way that you're gonna take another look at yourself, another pause to where you can observe it in a different way, because sometimes when we continue to work on things, we don't see it. But then when we step back and come back, we see it in a whole new light and we say, oh, okay, hold on, I want to change this, or I didn't even catch that before. So make sure that you're taking those proper breaks as well, because your best work also requires, again, self-care. So inner work and introspection. So do your shadow work. During this darker time, the moon is shrinking, so you want to go inside, and this is a time for yourself. So practice your journaling, meditation, declutter around you, and then practice your self-care. These times of the year are kind of hard for some people, and they're easy for others. But I feel like as long as we're living, that's all that matters. Alright, great. So we got the Lovers in the upright position. So this is conscious connections and meaningful relationships. Your relationships are depicting really good harmony, and you got a balance going on of love and flow. And that's also a Gemini card, if that means anything to you. Upside down, we have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups in reverse is more about you repressing emotions. Usually this is from like fear, again, like not doing your shadow work and things just holding you back. You have different blockages in places. During these holiday times, it encourages you not to vent to all these people and let your business be known and just kind of like spew everything everywhere. So this is, again, a card that shows that you need to go within and journal, and also maybe be creative again, because with these repressed emotions, you're blocking your creativity as well. So you also want to remind yourself to not turn yourself into like a colder energy because you're trying to repress these emotions. So you want to send love into the world at all the times. So like, even if it isn't at anybody particular, you just send love out in there. And then we got the Moon in reversed. My finger didn't want to grab it for some reason. So this is a time to stop and connect with your intuition and your inner self. So you might be feeling overwhelmed by changes that are happening to you. So like, things just might be being really hectic around you, and you just feel like giving in, and you don't really see through the fog yet. But you always want to remind yourself that the universe is always conspiring for you. So even if something seems like it's just like tearing you apart and breaking you down, like, it's actually for you. It's meant for you to go through these things and learn these lessons and to overcome this. So receives self-conscious guidance. So like, again, do your journaling, do your meditation, and your messages will come in and you will get guidance from your inner self. And in my opinion, your inner self is what's connected with God. Okay, that's what they project the light of. When you're in your full chakras and you're giving out that light, you're connected with the higher energy. So always realign yourself and ground yourself. These phases will soon be over. Everything changes. Okay, we're going to do a Black Moon astrology card pool. Alrighty. Got Pluto transformation, number 11. Pluto's my planet. Scorpio. Let's see. Pluto, the smallest and outermost planet in our solar system, proudly carries the most weight. It is the planet of extremes. Birth, sex, and death are Pluto's themes. In Greek legend, Pluto was the god of the underworld. His earlier name was Hades, came to designate the dwelling place for the dead. The name Hades means the unseen and is a good description of the energies of Pluto, which tend to transform areas of the astrological chart without us knowing until the explosion or the blowout. Pluto was discovered in the 30s, and although it is now considered a dwarf planet, transits from Pluto are extremely powerful and bring on significant life changes. In traditional astrology, Pluto is the higher octave of Mars, but has some similarities to Saturn, which is also a force of oppression. Pluto governs renewal and rebirth. It brings to the surface things that have been hidden or are felt deep inside. These are sometimes painful to confront, and they are embarrassing or taboo. I don't know why I keep tripping over my words today. This dwarf planet tends to inspire unwelcome surprises. Pluto can be like a tower collapsing in your life, a life from which you must rebuild from debris, and also inspiration. Many things that you have relied upon for always being there may suddenly disappear or leave. More than anything else, Pluto represents endings and beginnings. It is not a card of physical death per se, since in our lifetimes we experience many deaths and new starts. This is simply a time when the decks are being wiped clean for new action. Most of the time, you begin to feel ill or at ease. You begin to feel ill at ease with the feeling of something not right. And things go down strangely with an eerie silence like the Titanic. If you are in a relationship that has been difficult, it will either end or it will deepen and become more fulfilling. Any romance that starts at this time should prove to be intense. It is very important not to try to control things. Instead, surrender to the ups and downs for a while, although some of these changes may be painful ones. That said, this is enough sex, strange sex. This is a time for intense sexuality and may come in various forms. Great sex, not enough sex, strange sex, but most likely intense and consuming sex. In terms of job or career, it may be time to get another. When the Pluto card presents itself in a reading, you may have recently been infatuated with a hidden subject. Certain mysteries are the taboo. This is the time when you are able to sense and feel spirits around you. Sometimes this card can indicate psychic attacks, and thus you should be very careful about who you open up to. Be cautious. Be cautious if you are involved in anything paranormal or occult in nature. You are not particularly vulnerable. In fact, your strength is growing, but it is important at this time to spiritually protect yourself from anything negative, such as vampire types of people or lost spirits looking for a home. You may become upset concerning something about your past that turns out not to be what you always thought. On a more mundane level, you may have to be more careful about your finances, taxes, and inheritances especially. You might have the opportunity to suddenly move to a new home, but beware of foundation, water, or sewer problems, and also the possibility that the house might be haunted. Think of Pluto as leftover things that tend to languish in a state of decay or decadence, but most positively rejuvenation, healing, and birth. Okay, so I'm sorry, that was rough getting through there. I don't know what was wrong with me. But so it was pretty much saying that you have, repressed feelings that you're trying to get over, and that we need to move through these and become more comfortable with ourselves by doing shadow work. And then, what was I saying? Oh yeah, your life is ending and tearing apart, kind of like what it was saying about the Ace of Cups. Don't fear, this is happening for you. Oh no, that was the moon reversed. Yeah, happening for you. Okay, seems crazy. World's upside down. Energy's all over the place. But you just breathe and you just move through the motions and you just tell yourself it's gonna pass. We're gonna get through this.